I'm NichBoy, and today I'm playing puzzle game The Turing Test by Bulkhead Interactive. The Turing Test is of course named after the professor who invented it, Dr. Alan Test. Let's jump in and experience his legacy. She's a robot! It's the end of the game. Now the Turing Test is like a test where if an AI can make you think it's human, then it passed the test. Just some context for those of you who haven't seen Blade Runner or that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. The Turing Test.
Your wake-up has been sanctioned by the ISA.
Is this Benedict?
We lost contact with the ground crew 450 hours ago.
It very well could be.
We have tried to establish further communications, but we are not getting any responses.
Is the robot talking to me? You are a robot. I would pass this test with flying colors.
We need you to investigate.
Okay, doesn't it make sense to do visual checks first?
We have already looked at the data. The ISA has made the executive decision that you report to the surface post-haste. You are our emergency response.
What exactly is the emergency?
The ground crew found an organism the ISA believed to be dangerous. We need to re-establish communication.
Now here's the thing, if you invent a robot that talks to you, you need to give it a name so the acronym can spell a normal person's name. Hal, Tom, Pete. It's the rules of creating artificial intelligence. Was not paying attention to the instructions, was trying to decide whether or not the guy from that movie about the collapse of the economy was doing the voice.
Pick up your EMT. It's on the side.
Excellent, I went to the right area. Okay.
Okay. We are going to take a lander to Europa. Make your way to the docking station.
So terrible things have happened here, obviously. Wait, oh shit, which way did I come? Oh no. Tom Touch OS. I reckon down here. Yep, here we go. I'm just gonna open up the hole.
What's the ship's status?
I have performed the necessary checks. The Europa lander is ready to launch.
We're ready to go. Wow, this is I mean, obviously it's a big ship, but they seem to have gone to some lengths to create some sense of scale. You know how most times when you're on a ship, the door to the outside is actually, you know, right next to the toilet? Here we go. Here we go. Speaking of a toilet, wouldn't want to get that confused because I'm just gonna be trapped in there with some sticky buttons.
Retro?
Go.
Fido?
Go.
Guidance?
Go.
Control?
Go.
Telcon?
Go.
Then we are go for launch, initiating.
Go.
Separate.
I wish I had a robot friend. We're not friends.
Engaging retrofire. I'm running the program with 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees.
He gave me a little murderous robot eyes.
502 alarm. It looks like we're coming in too fast.
We are slightly short of the landing site.
Oh god.
We are going to have to burn late.
All this technology and you can't land a simple toilet?
Full retrograde.
How are we gonna get off if we're burning all the fuel? Look, that was a hell of a landing. Of course, the tank's now on empty.
Open the door.
Welcome to Europa.
I just know that at some point the robot is either gonna turn on me or I'm going to have to sacrifice him, and either of those two things is going to be very sad. I hate sacrificing robots or like volleyballs. Pretty much anything I give a name to. Also, I appear to be confusing myself with Tom Hanks. I have the weapon. It doesn't shoot though, so that's probably...
The base has changed.
What do you mean?
The base was originally constructed as modules to withstand the seismic activity in and around Theia Macula. It appears the ground team have manipulated these modules.
Oh, the ground team's been messing with the mods. I'm gonna take this box, I'm gonna put it in this hole.
These rooms are Turing tests.
Turing tests?
Turing tests are tests designed to tell humans and machines apart. Typically, problems only solvable by a human. A combination of logical and lateral thinking.
So, you can't complete these tests, Tom?
No. That is why I am glad you are here to help. We need to work together.
Oh, that sounds like he's trying to escape. That is the words of a robot who wants to kill. Okay, so, my first real puzzle. Can I just put you through the window? Yes. Puzzle solved. So, I mean, it's quite obvious at the moment, but so far it kind of has a real Portal vibe about it. I've got a weapon that I use to manipulate a place, but it seems way more serious.
I am quite impressed.
So, what were they used for before?
Most of them were used for storage, but they have converted them beyond recognition. Perhaps they ran out of things to do out here. The devil makes work for idle hands.
Oh, don't talk about the devil. I don't like when robots start like quoting things where they get sort of poetic, because that feels like they've started to really think for themselves. We'll also notice that at my little glowing orb here, I can pack what looks to be 3 of them in the chamber. There's space there, and the crosshair only has 1 lit up, so at some point I'm going to be opening many doors. Wait, what did I do? I'm going to switch the switch. I'm guessing that keeps it active. I need you, but I need you there. Can I shoot through a window? I can! Interesting! This is a window, right? Yes, it has reflections. So it can go through matter, or at least glass. Maybe a human.
Do you know the ground team's location?
The crew are deeper inside the base, it seems.
They must be trying to survive. Can you find their precise location?
I'm afraid not. I am working to regain control. Though I once had complete control of this base, a lot has changed in the past 500 hours.
Okay, so I need the cube, and the cube is in there. I know what I need to do. Wait. Yes. Good. Good. I am or am not a robot.
This base is managed by you. Why can't you find the crew?
The base's communication array is malfunctioning.
You're a liar. Is he bad? Is he a bad robot? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Interesting. Can't go in there yet. What does touching this more do? What's that? Ah. What's green mean? Oh, green alternates. Oh, cool!
This doesn't add up.
What does not add up?
If there was an accident, surely they'd come to find me, not try to lock me out.
My instance is still resolving conflicts. I expect they have their reasons.
Okay, so that opens that. That needs 2 there to open. This has a switch. If I take that and put it in there, and then I take that, do that, and then, yeah, cool. Through here, whack you in there. Moving on. And now it's time for more of a conversation, because pretty much she's terrified, but then she's like, gotta solve a puzzle. Solve a puzzle. And then more exposition about the fact that she thinks that she's probably about to be killed.
Has just been updated.
Sorry?
I have 2 instances of my mind, 2 separate versions. A slave mind running on the satellite, and a master running here on the surface. When the communication was cut between the surface base and the satellite, the 2 instances of my mind were separated. So, during all this time, all of my knowledge divided into 2 separate branches. I continue to learn on the satellite, and I continue to learn on the surface. I am trying to merge the knowledge to create a timeline of what's happened here. But there are incongruities between these memories, conflicts.
Through here. Suck that out. Ooh. There. Good. Yeah, these are nice. This feels like a good progression of skills that I'm learning here. Just obviously one of the skills is the ability to fall without injuring myself. Just wanted to make sure that was in fact true. We can confirm the hypothesis. Who's the Dr. Tess now? Planetarium.
This is the command center. You can check on the crew status from
How many doors could I power with something that big and blue? We just need to prepare ourselves for the fact that everybody is dead. All right, heroes, every one of them. What? That has to be me, right? Your last name is Turing? German, born in Germany, she's American. April 26th, a mere 3 days after my birthday. And of course, you know, what is that? 225 years later. Contact ISA, contact ground team, and review Fortuna's diagnostics. So that's what I'm doing. You're supposed to be investigating samples. Your outstanding task is to keep calm. That's not good. Terminated does not fill me with hope. Classified and classify all life recovered sequence sample. Interesting. Why do the men look like real people and the women look like computer characters? Like, Mikhail is clearly a picture of a man, I'm guessing the developer. And so is McLean. But then the women, sisters? And then we've lost signal with the others, because there were supposed to be 12 of us? Oh no, it could house a group of 12. Okay, look, this is all pretty dodge, Tom.
What condition should I expect to find the ground crew in?
Daniel went missing days ago. Chris is presumed dead. We are expecting to find Sarah, Mikhail, and Sochi in a stable condition.
Chris is dead?
He was involved in an accident.
Was he?
Could we take a more direct way to the ground team?
Unfortunately, there is not a direct route. The base is buried under ice to protect it from the radiation of space.
Similar to the Mars base.
Similar. Europa's base is slightly deeper into the surface. There is more radiation present from solar events on Mars. But Mars's surface is denser than that of Europa.
I love the fact that he's saying that, you know, there's no other way into the base, and that this has been set up to make sure that you're not a robot. But it means if they were, you know, to sneak outside for a cheeky cigarette, they would need to play through essentially the entire game to get back into the base. That once you've put this in place, you need to do all of these puzzles over and over again.
Okay, what are their chances of survival here? Oxygen, the food stores, waste management.
Everything seems to be in order. There was a small problem with the food stores, but the crew fixed that up. We successfully transitioned over to a sustainable, small, artificial ecosystem a year ago, growing fruit and vegetables. It helps boost morale, amongst other things. The crew members could hypothetically survive here for their whole lifetime.
Cool, so now I can remove the power from an open box. It's all very seamless, isn't it? I love the no loading, except for like between the big areas, but just moving between each one of these rooms is really seamless. I'm guessing it won't be able to go through this because it has that mesh stuff on the wall. So I take that, I spit it into that, I take that. Oh wait, did that just power down my little... Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, if I go down, how do I get back up? That feels like later Nick's problem. Oh, there's a ladder, okay. What do I have? I don't have a magnet. I've got a oh, I do have a magnet, it's right there. I'm gonna take you and put you in there. So now I've got the bridge. I don't necessarily want to put the bridge over that because that's where the magnet is. I just need to figure out where the magnet power is. Ah, there it is. That is one depowered magnet. You there. power up the magnet. The terrifying moment when you walk through that much magnetism. And now put this around. Walk over. Suck it out. Number 1 goes in there. Number 2. And number 3. I am the puzzle robot! We're gonna leave it there. So that is the Turing test. I really like these kinds of games where it's puzzle rooms or chambers. I recently played Abduction for this week's episode of Good Game, and something about that game is that it's got these really interesting puzzles, but it's this big world stuff. So you wander around, backtrack a lot, and fix the world in a certain way so that you solve the puzzle. And that's great, but here, the great thing about it is you walk into a room and you go, the solution is here, or everything I need is in this room, and I just need to figure out how to use it properly. So experimentation is encouraged, and I think that's really important with puzzle games, because if you go too far down a path and you realize you're wrong, it's very discouraging to have to go back and fix everything. And in these rooms, that kind of isn't an option. You've wasted at most 30 seconds, a minute. The other thing this does, which is the same thing Portal does and the same thing that Witness does, is it takes this one core idea, at least so far, and it's this idea of these energy balls that power up the doors. And then it wrings as much as possible out of just that one concept. So you're not bringing in a huge amount of different mechanics. It's always this core idea of these balls need to power doors and objects in the room. And just when you think, you've seen everything that you could do with it, they've wrung out another way of using that as a puzzle mechanic. And it's like, oh, I didn't even think about that as an idea. That's really clever. The game looks good, and I think the story's cool. I'm a bit of a sucker for AI either going rogue or trying to prove that it's on your side. I like that sort of stuff because I think that it's quite prescient for where we're probably headed, but also there's just something about... I love AI characters because you can never really know where you stand with them, even when you think they're on your side. Just there's something about that voice and the way that they speak that you go, this could go anyway depending on how you read it. So I think there's a lot of room for interpretation, that you go, if I am convinced that this person is trying to help me, then that's how I hear it. But if Pete was playing it and he was like, all robots are evil because he's self-loathing, then he would go, oh no, everything the robot says has a double meaning. And I like that about the story. Also, the voice acting is terrific. The girl's great. Jeremy Irons is really good as the robot. I just think, they've got a really solid thing. And that's important because so far it's the only 2 voices we've heard in the whole game. So all in all, I think a really solid start to a puzzle game. I actually haven't heard too many people talking about this in the last couple of days, so maybe it's been flying under the radar, but I am very glad that I checked it out. Dr. Test would be proud. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket My Pocketeers. NichBoy out. Mwah.